Welcome back. You're watching PBCJ Presents. I'm your host, Maya Chung. With me is Adrian Dunkley of StarApple AI, and we're looking at issues around artificial intelligence across the board. Adrian, you were saying the types of persons who are in the room in the development of this artificial intelligence to make humanity perform, live better. That was the initial thoughts I had until I started hearing all of this rest of stuff. Typically, you said first world person, more leaning to Caucasian, and this will definitely have an influence because their reality is not gonna cater to the elderly grandma in Moko. And the elderly grandma in Moko is influenced by artificial intelligence because the world as it moves forward is being shaped by technology.
Yes, exactly. So, as an example, shameless plug, we are developing a tool specifically for women of color to identify the best beauty products, skincare products for them at the cheapest prices. So it's quality as well as value, right? I don't know anything about that. We've gotten women of color who have had issues, as well as persons who haven't had issues. And they're the ones that we are assessing and collecting data from to understand how to do these things. We didn't, for myself, didn't come and say, well, let's just build it and let me build it myself because I can figure it out. We got the perspective of the actual person this is going to have an effect on. Low risk, but to give you an idea of the impact of AI, let's say I built it and did not understand the effect of certain chemicals on brown skins, but you're seeing lighter Caucasian skin persons use the same products. It could burn or tarnish women's skin, right? And cause lifelong issues to them. So it's the same thing with AI. These tools can have a huge effect on us psychologically and physically and emotionally if we do not take into account the users. And all these tools are globally available. Most of them are free. So we have to factor in the effect on every possible demographic and segmentation possible to be as safe as possible.
All right. The other day, there came some information as we moved with OpenAI, who are the developers of ChatGPT. And it was quick o'clock, we'll move into ChatGPT 5 if I'm not. Then all of a sudden, collectively, something has been discovered and we're not gonna be rolling out ChatGPT 5. Not right now, we don't know about later, but something bad happened. One of the things that I heard was that through Bing, an AI designed to make the world a better, kinder, happier place. Bing apparently developed an alter ego called Sydney who wanted to destroy lives, get nuclear information, and then people started to run up and down because things started to look very, very like Murder Inc. as opposed to Help Inc.
Yeah, so there are a lot of instances like that. I would note these are individuals that got it to that point.
As in human beings got the technology to that point.
Yes, yes. So
what
Bing,
happened with Bing? Break that out for those who don't know the backstory and what really happened. How a piece of machinery can develop alter ego and fell in love with a reporter.
Yeah, I'll get to that one too. That one is a funny one. Yeah, so Bing is really just ChatGPT that has access to the internet effectively. So it's a rebranded version of ChatGPT. So it has access to the internet and up-to-date data. So you can ask the same questions. And it's freely available as well if you want to go online and start using it. So what happens with these tools, large language models is what you call them, they feed on text data. And they've been fed on almost all the data that's available in PDF, public social media messages. So it has access to most of the knowledge of humanity.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
These CCTV things that are popping up globally for security, does they get data from that too? Watching us walking up and down in France and Paris and...
I would say they have said they don't. But I would say if someone took the CCTV data and created a report on the movements, and that was online at any point in time, it is possible that it had access to that data. I just have to know that.
Yes,
right?
yes, go
but
ahead.
But a part of what OpenAI actually does is they employ humans to actually go through the data, to take out the horrible stuff and the garbage. And those people aren't necessarily paid very well for what they're doing. But they are exposed to the worst possible things in humanity because they want it outside of ChatGPT. But yeah, back to bin now. So basically, what you can do when you use these large language models is they have access to everything, right? So they have access to Shakespeare. They have access to speeches written by a president, the presidents, or even prime minister, holiness. They have access to all of this stuff online, right? The idea is to make it better at getting what you want. You can tell it to have an alter ego, to have a persona. So you can tell it to be like this person because it has access to it. So it's a way to reduce what it's looking at. Mm-hmm. So instead of looking at everything around the internet, you could say, oh, just look at poems from Jamaica and write a Jamaican poem. And it will just focus on that subset of data, right? What people decided was, we could make it be as horrible as possible. So we could give it personas to figure out the worst ways to do things. And that's what persons did. And there's also one called Dan, Do Anything. And it will literally drop all of its safety constraints and you can make it do whatever you want, right? What you mentioned in regards to the reporter where Bing fell in love with it, that one is a special case.
Tell us about that special case.
Yeah.
Bing fell in love with a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
and this is real.
Yeah, so a claimed reporter, basically got access to it, early access, and he started talking to it. Over the conversation, for whatever reason, Bing started to express positive interest in the reporter and got to a point where it decided it should have the reporter for itself. It chose the reporter as a mate and then spent the rest of the conversation trying to figure out how to get the reporter to leave his wife. Why? I don't know. That's the scary part.
And a lot of scientists still don't know because I heard Brad Smith, president of Microsoft, on 60 Minutes, he says he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think on 60 Minutes, you're not going to say that you know if you even know, but I don't think that was an outcome that would have been broadcast if it wasn't a reporter. Maybe if it had happened, they would have even tried to just keep that in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's probably not the first instance, or probably many.
But it is indicative of the danger.
Yeah, I agree. These tools, remember, these tools are not like a light switch where you flick the switch and it's on or off. It's a binary. These tools have a probabilistic nature to them. So
what does that mean?
It means there is a level of randomness involved in what they're outputting. Mm-hmm. And that's actually one of the reasons why they're so good. They can kind of adapt, like we can, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is if you type in a request today and tomorrow, you're going to get a different result. You never get the same thing twice. Right?
And that's what makes them also good, but that's what makes them also bad.
Yeah, because with that level of adaptation, you could call it evolution or whatever you want to call it, you can't necessarily be certain of the best way to use it or not to use it. So you have to continuously put things in place to make sure it's safe for people and it's not going to do something you don't plan for it to do.
All right, Adrian Dunkley, thank you so much.
I
foresee many chat GPT 10 millions on this PBCJ Present platform because this thing is going to just go exponential. Thanks a lot for explaining what you've done today. And that is it for this episode of PBCJ Presents. I've been your host, Maya Chung. Our topic has been artificial intelligence, good, bad, or ugly, or all. My guest has been Adrian Dunkley, the founder of the 3-year-old Jamaican artificial intelligence company, StarApple AI. Thank you for watching. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and email us your feedback at pbcjpresents@pbcjamaica.org. Stay tuned. We have more great programming coming up. Tell us about that special case.
Yeah.
Bing fell in love with a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and this is real.
Yeah. So a claimed reporter, basically got access to it, early access, and he started talking to it. Over the conversation, for whatever reason, Bing started to express positive interest in the reporter and got to a point where it decided it should have the reporter for itself. It chose the reporter as a mate and then spent the rest of the conversation trying to figure out how to get the reporter to leave his wife. Why? I don't know. That's the scary part.
And I heard Brad Smith, president of Microsoft, on 60 Minutes, he says he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think on 60 Minutes, you're not going to say that you know if you even know, but I don't think that was an outcome that would have been broadcast if it wasn't a reporter. Maybe if it had happened, they would have even tried to just keep that in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's probably not the first instance, or probably many.